cares about that.
I don't care too much about it. It's pretty good. You chuck a hat on, it's makes you look a lot different. So
Because if you're the number 2 pound for pound guy in the world, that means that you're better than Conor McGregor. How come you haven't punched an old man at the pub yet?
it's just not my gig.
Fucking jacked right now, you guys. What's up? I'm jacked. What are you? So, hey, you guys, this is a special show because it was out of nowhere. We just got hit up. Hey, you guys, you want to speak to the UFC champion of the world? I'm like, what? Really? Why would he want to come on here? We're not on satellite radio anymore. Well, it turns out we're even cooler. My fucking butt. Thought you were going to end me, but now I'm on top. Pissing on you fools. How's my ass taste?
Like revenge.
I don't know what I'm saying.
Like poop and revenge.
Yeah. So anyway, Tully's not here because he had to go to New Jersey. He lost a family member. He's all right. You know, it's an old person, right?
I think so.
Wow.
I
mean, do not sound very remorseful right now. I think, hopefully it was, look, Tully didn't seem that sad.
From what he told us, it was somebody who was up there in age.
Yeah, okay. So, but still he's going there, and he went, and then when he went, we got a call, would you like to interview Alexander Volkanovski? And did you see him the other day? And now he's talking about stepping up and being a multiple weight class champion of the world, and I believe this guy has more potential than anybody else that's ever been champ of being champ. So we sat down and we talked to him. Very exciting because he's about to come into the studio this very minute. Enjoy.
Boxing, how many MMA did you say?
I've had 2 amateur boxing fights, and then I had 2 pro MMA fights, and then I had my own event where I fought. I actually got in trouble with Dana. I fought some UFC fighters.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Just boxing. That was before Jake Paul. There was me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So
Dana got up here for it, did he?
Well, I fought a couple of ex-UFC fighters, and that was okay.
Okay,
and
yeah.
Then at one point, my friends, these guys picked 10 guys for me to fight 1 minute each, 10 rounds.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So they had to pick the guys, and I wasn't supposed to know. So the night of it, when I got my gear on, these 10 dudes get in the ring, and some of them are Forrest Griffin, Faber. Yeah, Uriah Faber, Keith Jardine, like fucking monsters.
Yeah.
Kit Cope. Who else is in there? Like some couple of people that can't fight, but mainly people that are way better than me. And Forrest Griffin gassed me out in like 10 seconds. But when Uriah and I had a scrap, when I saw him, I didn't realize he was there. And I'm like, oh my God, it's Uriah Faber, you know? And I really got energized and gave him the best I had, threw out some really fast jabs. And he had a baseball cap on. And I hit him twice with a couple of jabs, and he took his hat off and threw it out of the ring. Was like, right, you're fucked. And then we had like a bit of a smash in the corner, like punch for punch. And I guess Dana saw that and called Uriah and was like, I will fucking fire you if you ever hang out with this dickhead again. So that was that. He was like, I loved it, but probably not a good idea that I come again and do that. And I was like, fuck, I didn't mean to do that. So now when anyone ever tries to come to Ellis Mania that's in the UFC, I go, awesome, love to have you. But first, make a quick call to Dana White and say, can I go there
Is
and
it all
kick
good?
somebody?
We got the green light.
And he will say, fuck no. He's okay if you watch, but he does not want you to come in there. Because I'm going to do it again today. Are we already recording?
Yes.
Good, because
okay.
I'm going to make this decision. I'm watching your fights, and I'm an MMA guy. I'm a bit old, but you got faster from the last fight to this fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I have two questions. One, how the fuck do you get faster when you're already in your prime? And if you are using some sort of drill that has got you way faster, can you show me? Because I need to be a little bit faster in my 50s. And then the second question is, do you think you could throw a couple of those jabs at me and let me try to slip them?
Oh, I reckon we could do some of that, yeah.
I like it.
I don't know the tricks. I'm trying to find out some of the tricks for you. Like, do I know the tricks I got, whether it's strength and conditioning, I don't know what it is, but I mean...
You don't know which one it is?
Oh, I couldn't tell you. Like, I think it was just, I have noticed it, like even hitting pads, like over for the last probably couple of fights, I've seen improvements more and more and more. Just where like bridge the gap and all that. I don't know what it is. It's something, driving off that back foot, there's something is definitely going there. But I reckon it's got maybe something to do with... the way I'm hitting pads and yeah, you're right.
Bless you loser.
Excuse me.
Or like
Kraft,
maybe some strength and conditioning. I don't know.
You don't
Good
know,
question. No, I
but you
couldn't tell
did.
ya.
But you have noticed.
I've noticed it as well, 100%. But I don't know. Just couldn't tell you, man.
Well, I
Hitting
didn't
pads.
know we started. So this is Alexander Volkanovski. This is the champion of the world, number 2 pound for pound in the world, and is now. I saw Chael Sonnen do a video on you, and I don't know if you've seen it yet, but he said the problem with Alexander Volkanovski is his name's too long. He shaved his head. I'm like, what's that got to do with anything? But you had a look, and then you didn't have that look, and that's hard for us to keep up. That's it. This is hear me out.
Yep.
That's one part. Then the other part is that you train with New Zealanders and you're an Australian. And I'm like, wait.
Is that an issue?
I didn't know that. I thought maybe I don't get it because my mum's a New Zealander and I was born in Australia, so I don't have beef with either one. Apparently, we all fuck sheep. I didn't know that. None of it.
Well, I'm living and training in Australia. Like, yeah, obviously city kickboxing. I go there here and there and do a little bit in my camp there. Maybe he just thinks I fight out of city kickboxing because some people think that, but I fight out of freestyle fighting gym in Australia, just south of Sydney. So I even train and do like all my camps there, but I just go to city and train with them here and there, just a part of the camp.
For sparring or something?
Oh, like just, do a week or two in camp. Like obviously haven't done that for the last couple of years, but maybe that's where he's getting that information from.
Yeah, Chael got it wrong.
But I mean, the hair.
Hey!
Yeah.
This is rare.
Yeah.
And we got it right, baby.
You reckon it's rare for him to get it wrong?
I'm not.
He's going to have a go at me for that now. What do you say?
He could have a go at you.
Have a shots to me, I have shots back. No.
I'm running away.
What's I say? But with the bald head, I don't know. Everyone seems to like it now. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it just...
I think you still look like you. I don't get it. I'm
I don't
he's
know.
Still totally, but maybe that's if you're...
To be honest, like it's very noticeable now. Like I get what he's saying, maybe because you got if you have a look. Say if I was bald head, had the bald head, and then I grew hair back, I reckon that'll probably be worse. But I mean, the vice versa, I don't know. I reckon that's a lot more noticeable, especially now, being in a couple of the big fights. So I don't know. I can see where he's going with it, but
do you think maybe dyeing your hair like an Australian flag every time you fight, like some weird mayhem of the future kind of thing to get? And
it would have to stick, right? You would have to, keep it there every time, and then
every fight you have to do it.
And then you walk in the streets if you want to be notice it. You're gonna have to just wear it all the time.
You don't seem like a guy that cares about that.
I don't care too much about it. It's pretty good. You chuck a hat on, it's makes you look a lot different. So,
because if you're the number 2 pound for pound guy in the world, that means that you're better than Conor McGregor. How come you haven't punched an old man at the pub yet?
It's just not my gig. I don't know.
What do you think the difference is? You're as skilled as him. More skilled, I think. Why? How come you're more? You're a family man. He's a family man. Is it this extra zero on his bank account that makes him punch old men, or do you think he was prone to do this anyway?
I don't know, man. Maybe it is that money. I couldn't tell you, but he's done some crazy things. But that was one thing that. Well, it surprises me how many things like he could do, and you're like, oh shit, is this the one that does him? Where people like that, but the next minute he's probably getting more zeros on his next fight. You know what I mean? So everything he does, whether it's punching old people or whatever it is, he ends up getting
Old
bloody.
people. I love that. That's like he's not lying. It did
But
happen.
like,
Yeah.
and then like people like just like, oh, yeah, whatever, it's Connor. You know, it's all good. And next minute, his next fight's even bigger.
So what keeps you grounded? Just always been that
I
kind
don't
of
think,
guy.
man. It doesn't matter how much money I get. I don't think I'm going to be punching old men. I'll be honest. But oh man, it's just probably where I live and just who I am, man. That's
Right.
just who I am. But I
'Cause
mean,
you
I
stay-
go back home and I'm a small town. I'm still the same area I was. Like I live
Right.
around the corner from the gym. And man, I go home. I'm just dad. And when I'm out here in LA or when I'm fight week and all that, or I'm champ, I'll wear that crown. But other than that, when I'm home, I'm just me. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell.
Yeah, I guess some people are. He always seemed kind of crazy. So I guess when you give crazy millions of dollars, you got to expect something like that. And you've always seemed pretty grounded.
Well, it's funny you talk about that too. So like we just talked about how he sort of gets away with it as well, right? You can
Yeah.
just think you're untouchable. Like you can't,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like think about it. You do something wrong and then all of a sudden you get more zeros.
Somebody calls
On
you and
that
says, "Hey, we
paycheck.
want to give you more money." That
Exactly
punch to
right.
that
I was
old
like,
man
wait a
was pretty
second,
cool.
this did my career even better. All right. Like, you know what I mean? I can literally do, I'm invincible right now.
Well-
So I don't know. So you can sort of,
My question with that whole thing, because I've noticed, I mean, I know rightfully to ask to move, like you're like, if these guys aren't going to step up, I'm going to move up to another weight class. I don't recall you saying that in the past. Is this a thing that the people in your weight class are really not giving you that fight? Or are you like, if I start talking about these guys in another weight class, maybe they'll start giving me the respect I deserve?
I mean, it's because I've always been there. You would have heard me say it in a lot of my interviews, especially after my fights, is I don't want to hold up the division and all things like that.
Yeah.
But it ain't me holding up the division. Like, you know what I mean? Like right now, I'm doing my part. I'm going out. I'm taking like whoever's available. But I mean, I'm going to keep doing that. I had to just fight someone that was a replacement who, yeah, it's a legacy fight anyway. But I mean, I don't want to just do that every time. Just like, oh yeah, even though these guys are just one fight away.
Yeah.
So go out there, like, have that one fight, get a big win, and then everyone's screaming your name. And you're the obvious fight. You're the obvious guy that needs to be standing in front of me, and we'll make that fight happen. But I mean, I don't want to sit there and just give these guys this opportunity when I don't believe they've earned it.
Yeah.
And when we're talking pay-per-views and hype and all that, they're just not there yet.
Yeah.
But they're like literally one fight away. Go out there and knock someone up there out. Everyone's screaming your name.
And they're all really close.
And they're all just there. So that's what
They're
I'm like,
all
why
monsters.
that's happening. But I mean, you are like, the more, as the days are going through, you're hearing whispers of fights happening. But I mean, this, whether they're second guessing themselves, they want to take that fight. Hopefully what I'm saying is be like, they'll kick up the ass and be like, all right, you know what? Let's take that fight, take that number one spot. You know what I mean? I'm here, I'm listening. All right, I'm taking that in. Let's fucking do it.
So do you, because I know I see other interviews, you're talking about fighting for the title in the weight class up. Whoever has the belt, you're ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
When you see Max, who you guys are as close, no one's been closer than Max when they fought you, and Dustin worked him.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a weight thing, or was that like, did he have an off night? And are you concerned with when you move up, will you have struggles with people like Dustin Poirier?
I mean, I'm not worried about the weight thing. That's something that I've been talking about. Obviously, that usually is the problem with people moving up. The weight, the weight and power and strength advantage. But that's
You've
where
been that big, though, right?
I've been that big, and that's what I don't lack there. So my strength and that's what my whole game bases around. My power and strength, and you know what I mean? Like I'm very, very strong. I still have that light heavyweight strength that I used to be. I used to be 214 pounds. I carry that muscle and that strength still.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm used to training with these welterweights and lightweights and even middleweights. I train with a lot of different guys. So that's something that I don't feel like is going to play a factor. People are going to sit there, the size advantage. Everyone has a reach and height advantage on me.
Yeah.
Even in my division, they're not even that much bigger than the guys. They might be filled out a little bit more, but that's something that I'm not too worried about. Like I said, I'm used to training with these guys.
When you spar Izzy, is that because of how long he is?
Mate, you got to get that photo. Like you should see. There's a photo of me and him, like sort of sparring, like light sparring. You watch that and you're like, damn. Like I used to fight at that division. It's funny to actually look at. I don't know if you could get that. You probably couldn't. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. Obviously, we're just lightly sparring, and we're not going to go full on. But yeah.
But that's a long guy who's
That's
also
very
really good.
at range and
Right.
reach. You know what I mean? So it's funny you have that conversation Well, he has that conversation where people ask him, they're like, people don't understand my pressure. They're like he was like, because I'm so much smaller. And he was talking about my pressure, he goes, he was on the back foot, like I was getting him on the back foot, and he was like blowing out. I was like, wait a second, I'm not going to let this guy put me on the back foot.
Yeah.
So he like stands his ground. Then before he knows, I had him on the back foot again. And he goes, he just has his way of controlling where the fight needs to be and whatnot. So that's why he obviously knows. Obviously, he's holding back. I'm sure he could fling out some crazy kicks and then make it a little bit harder for me to walk forward.
Right.
But I mean, at the same time, he gets that. He gets that, like, that pressure and like strength that I have.
Blue Chew gets you hard.
That's right. When you're going to hang out with your wang out, it's all about Blue Chew, a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. If you're dealing with some ED issues, if you just want some extra confidence when it's time to perform, it couldn't be easier. It couldn't be more simple. Couldn't be more on the level. Couldn't be more discreet. You talk to the licensed medical providers, you get the right ingredient and strength for your prescription, and then you get that discreet package. It shows up at your house. Your neighbors don't know, but you know your wang is about to go boing.
And like you said, even if you can have a boner, Blue Chew gives you a sensational boner. And those are fun. It's fun. They're fun. I have fun with them. I'm excited when I know I'm going to do that.
When was the last time you were excited about your erection? Don't you owe it to yourself to check out Blue Chew?
And guys, hear me out. Try Blue Chew free when you use the promo code Ellis at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's bluechew.com. Promo code Ellis to receive your first month free.
Big fat boners.
Thanks, Blue Chew, for sponsoring us. Jason Ellis here from the Jason Ellis Show, talking about Athletic Greens. Do you want to be healthier? Do you want to be fitter? Are you in a hurry? Do you work a lot? And you think to yourself, sometimes you eat and you go, man, I don't know how healthy that last meal was. Boy, I really wish I could take something to even it out. Athletic Greens. Super convenient. You guys have probably heard green drinks are good for you. But in my experience in MMA, I've been drinking green drinks for a long time. Green drinks taste like dirt with poo in it. But Athletic Greens have figured out a way to make it actually delightful. I like the taste of Athletic Greens, and I'm still consuming a green drink.
That's
it's
right,
solid.
Jason. I don't need to tell either of you guys. One tasty scoop of AG1 contains 75 vitamins, minerals, and whole food sourced ingredients, including a multivitamin, multi-mineral, probiotic greens, superfood blend, and more in one convenient daily serving. The special blend of high-quality, bioavailable ingredients in a scoop of AG1 work together to fill the nutritional gaps in your diet, support energy and focus, aid with gut health and digestion, and support a healthy immune system, effectively replacing multiple products or pills with one healthy, delicious drink to make it easy.
What about vitamin D, Michael? I like vitamin D.
I've heard that about you. They got all the vitamins in there, and Athletic Greens is going to give you an immune-supporting free 1-year supply of vitamin D.
Nuh-uh.
Christmas every day.
Wow, that worked out.
And
I'm glad I
5
asked that question.
Free travel packs. 5 free travel packs plus your 1-year supply of vitamin D included with your first purchase when you visit athleticgreens.com/JES, as in Jason Ellis Show. Again, simply visit athleticgreens.com/JES to take control of your health and give AG1 a try.
The pressure, is that like because you're really good at measuring the distance? Because it seems like you get up on somebody and then they throw something and you just do a little bit of a lean back, and I'm like, he's not in range, but you look like you're in the pocket.
Yeah. Well, that's where you can really master that. Still getting yourself in, being just outside their range where they feel the pressure's on, right? Like that's why when we talk about pressure fighters, it's not just about being in front of them, just walking forward. Like I want to be right there where they feel like, they need to throw something, they're panicking, or they're trying to step back, and then I just keep them at that point. So the whole time their brain is just like, oh shit, I need to get myself at a better range or something, and I'm just picking them off as I go. And then they're trying to capitalize, and then I make a miss, and then I'm countering them. And they're like, fucking, what's going on?
Yeah.
Get the fuck away from me.
The only
I ain't
time
going nowhere.
The only time I can really notice it is if there's a grappling thing happening and you get back up. That first step into your opponent that's where I go, wow. Like if I was him, I'd be like, fuck, that's close. Like, and you're like you look like you're already.
Well, people want to reset, yeah. They want to. They do. You see me do that even in my exchanges and things like that. Like I will go there if there's an exchange or like say if it's straight off the clinch, I am instantly on a good angle and still on pressure. Where they're like straight away already the pressure's on.
Right.
They feel like, oh fuck, I need to go back and I need to get square up. You know what I mean? So I'm constantly at this panic. You know, I'm making them hit the panic button. I'm constantly doing that while still being safe. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, and then picking my shots and all that. So that's what, like Easy probably talking about when he talks about that pressure. It's just not me. Just you see guys that are like, oh, he's a pressure fighter. You just see him walk forward, and
Right.
They just walk forward, and there's no real structure to it. Where I can keep that same,
like a Gaethje kind of thing.
yeah, and that's like, yeah, that's it. Just makes it a firefight. But obviously, he's going to be hittable there, right? He's
Yeah,
dangerous. That's
he
he
is
doesn't
hittable.
mind it,
Right.
but he doesn't mind that. Where me, I can be there and then give them be so defensively aware while I'm like, you know, constantly getting them on the back foot and. They want to get comfortable. I just don't let them.
So that's footwork then.
Footwork, everything.
Because your foot is
footwork,
placed
range
in
control,
the right spot
you know
straight
what I mean?
away.
You got the fakes. You got all this sort of stuff. Even the kicks and all that. Constantly, just making them adjust to whatever I'm doing,
Yeah.
and then they're constantly while they're trying to get to a comfortable position. Look, it's like hit pads, right?
Yeah.
You hit pads. If I hold pads for you and I'm like, hey, 1, 2, very easy. Everyone looks fucking good hitting pads.
Yeah.
When I'm standing there doing that, you know what I mean. But that's where a lot of people are comfortable, but. You know, it's hard to be hitting pads when this guy's like always off center or just out of range. Then you have to go a lot deeper. You have to square up, then go. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
constantly just making these guys, you know, if I'm just standing there, all right, they can just tee off.
Yeah.
But if I'm not, they have to adjust first. They want to square up. They want to get to that comfortable position with that punch and pads range, you know, where we're squared up and at a good range. They want to get there, right? They're constantly trying to get there. I'm just not letting them get there.
Yeah.
And I'm piecing them up as we go. I'm giving too much information on. I'll stop there.
I mean, I'm sure they're watching your videos. But I don't think it's going to help them. You do a cooking show?
Yeah, man.
Are you like a
Cooking with
'cause
Volk.
I watched
Cooking
a
with
couple.
Volk.
Yeah, cooking with Volk looks like you get the other guy to do most of the cooking.
I did what I did in the last one. Whether that was with Geordie, maybe. I did that with Geordie.
Was that you?
No. I did that with my fight dodging. So that was fight week. So the last one was,
Gotcha.
yeah, so it was fight week. So I ended up doing that because he's my nutritionist.
Okay.
So he was doing all the videos. So I wanted him to explain what we're doing. And plus, I'm fight week. I want to sit back and I don't want to cook.
Fair enough.
So that was what I was paying him for. So I let him do it and then explain why we need to eat these things and all that. But usually I'm doing the cooking and have a bit of fun with it.
Is it weird to do a show in fight like a week out?
Well, it should be, yeah. For most people, they're like trying to get in the zone, but me, I'm just me. Like we went out like we were like shooting guns, like, and we were like, you know, went out bush canoeing and just doing all sorts of stuff, and did a cooking with Volk episode. Like we're just out and about, just having a bit of fun, mate. Like that's just how I am.
Do you
Once
get
I'm in-
nervous in the like before the fight?
I don't get nervous, man. I
Fuck
don't
off.
get nervous, yeah. I don't get nervous. So I haven't been nervous. I haven't got nervous for a long time.
Like when your first couple of fights, you were nervous. Then from there on
man.
out,
And then even then, I like controlled it pretty good. But like I get more nervous, and I say this when I'm in camp. I get more nervous for some of the workouts that I do, training sessions I do, than I do fighting.
why
Well,
is that?
The sessions that we do, I know what's installed, right? I know they're going to get me to breaking point. Some of these sessions we do, it's like fight going bad. It's literally get you uncomfortable. So you're comfortable being uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
Like, so that's the whole point is to try and break you. Like, you know, you are going to go to breaking point.
Okay.
So I know I'm going there. You know what I mean? So that's
Yeah.
something that I get nervous about. I was like, oh man, now I've got to, you know, this is
Oh,
going to be
okay.
a push. It's going to be hard. You know what I mean? I know how hard it is. So yeah, I'll get more of a nervous shit. Yeah, sorry. I'll get a nervous shit
You're
for
good here, dude.
for a spider workout or a meat grind that we do rather than fighting. Fighting,
Okay.
I'm just like, oh, you know, I'll just keep myself composed. I guess I'm trying to keep myself composed. And hey, I don't know, I could go in there and just knock this guy out like that. And, you know, it's not even a workout, but I can control everything that's happening. With this other one, you can't really control it because they're just going to be making you go flat stick.
I understand that. I got real nervous once Keith Jardine said we're going to run up this sand hill in Albuquerque. And I knew of the hill because it's on videos in UFC training camps. And I was like, I'm not fit enough to do this. And he's like, it's going to be great. You know, we're going to run up this hill. You're going to love it. And I remember being super nervous in the car on the way there because I didn't want to let him down, but I also didn't want to die. And he's man. He
Well,
made
you know
me
you were
feel
going to get, you knew you were going to be tired. It's going to be a
as tired as
workout.
I've
You're going to
ever.
be
My voice.
uncomfortable. It's like, I couldn't be bothered doing this right now.
That was the hardest cardio thing I've ever done in my life.
Well, that's what I mean. Well, that's what it's like, and you can't really control that unless
Yeah.
you stop, right? Which you
Right.
didn't want to do.
And you know you're not going to.
Yeah, exactly.
So
So I guess it comes down to being in control. We're in the fight. I'm in control.
yeah.
I can slow the tempo. I can clinch when I want to. I can dictate where this fight's going. So I can do all that. So I don't that's probably why I don't get nervous, because I'm in control. I know I can control whatever's happening. In these workouts, I'm not in control. It's just if I'm doing well, he's just going to make it harder for me and just break me somewhere else. Like we've got guys just that will tackle me from behind and or whatever, get me, and I'm just going to have to keep going. If I'm cruising through these workouts, they're just going to make it harder.
Right.
So that's what it is. I'm not really in control of that situation. It's just fucking go.
Do you still play rugby?
Nah.
I saw an old fight of you, and the announced Joe Rogan was informed in the middle of the fight that you were once 215 pounds, and he's like, "I don't get it. Why doesn't he have stretch marks?" And I'm like, "If you look at the photo of him when he's 215, you're not fat. You're just you're just a giant, huge, jacked man."
Well, like, I was pretty chubby as well. But
Oh, you
At
were?
the same time, but at the same time, was always stocky. I still got that stocky build. So I've always, that's why even the legs, I still got like the decent legs. But my legs, even then before, were just like how they are now. They were muscly, but just obviously a couple of layers of fat on them as well. But I was just very heavy set, just like a ball. But I mean, yeah,
How-
definitely, we could probably get photos up of that as well. Like I could like show you after this. It's
I've
yeah,
seen.
well, I
I've
didn't look
seen
fit.
some-
I didn't look fit. Anyway.
He's a bit chinny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little bit chinny, but you're still.
Oh yeah, solid. I've always
Yeah.
always thought it, like, even when I was a kid, my dad used to say, like, even when I used to walk around as a little kid, you could always see the chest and the
Yeah.
shoulders and like little like staunch little bulk. Right
You're
behind
already
me.
jacked before lifting weights.
Yeah, that's it. I just had the wall. It's pretty easy when you're 5'6" as well. So.
How was it to go from 215 to 140?
Well, I just did it slowly. So I was middleweight, so I was 215, and then I went to middleweight my first fights.
Yeah.
So what's that, 185?
Yeah.
So I went down to 185, and then just went to 170, and just slowly went down, dieting obviously, and your body ended up. You would see my body just slowly start to change as we went down. I'd go down, and I'd keep going back up after fights, but then like that'll just keep lowering. So now
On purpose, though.
yeah, well, yeah, like so I'll do
When you were 185, were you planning to go lower from the get go?
Probably not. I thought I was back then. I would have thought I was lean and everything. I would, you know what I mean. I look at it now. I was like, man, I was still massive then. But like, from what I was used to, I would have thought I was already cutting weight for that and all that. So I always thought, yeah, this is my division. Then I'd go lower. Then I'll go, I could do it again. But
Which was the hardest?
hardest? What like
To change from 185, 170 to which
the
was
hardest? I guess you would say. Yeah, probably the lightweight featherweight. Yeah, the featherweight would obviously probably be the hardest, because I'm still, even though I'm pretty small for the division, people look at me and think I'm a small featherweight, which I sort of am. But when we talk about weight, I hold like a lot of water because I'm muscle based. I hold a lot of water and I'm pretty heavy set. So I end up usually I'm probably heavier than most featherweights fight day. You know what I mean? I'm
How
trying
much
to
are
pull probably you would know kilos, yeah. Well, the last one I was 74, 75, which is good for me. I get up to 77 kilos, 170. I've done that. Fight Island, I got up to 170. 145 to 170. I fought at 170.
How the See, that's a body that wants to be in this game. I can't do that.
Well,
I'll die.
I mean, and
How do you do that?
you don't want to really. Like, it was just all water. Like I said, I hold a lot of water.
If you retire, how much do you think you'll walk around at?
I mean, look, but as I said, my body started changing as I was going down, right? Like, I can't even get over 78 kilograms now. 77, 170 is probably as heavy as I'll get. I might touch something higher, but I mean, after losing that water, say if I just ate clean for one day, I'd get back to 77. I won't go over that.
Yeah.
But that's what happened. It used to be like 93 kilograms. I'd get to 88 and I would get back up to 93. And then my number that I couldn't get over would be 88. Then it'd be 86. Then it'd be 83. And then 70, 8, you know what I mean? And it just slowly went down. Now I couldn't even get into 80s. It'd be very hard for me to get in 80s now.
Does that mean that other people can achieve this, or are you a bit freaky like that?
No,
Like, could I
everyone-
just slowly eat less, and I'm 200,
I think the
205.
metabolism's gonna, you're definitely gonna make adjustments. I think it definitely will. Yeah. Oh,
And
I
you
think-
eat
think
enough.
so.
You eat enough. You're not starving yourself
No,
in
really,
any
I'm
way.
eating good. Like I think, like now that I'm eating good consistently, I don't fluctuate as much as I used to. I used to fluctuate a lot. So I used to weigh in. This usually going to blow out about this. So I used to weigh in at 145.
Yeah.
Probably fight at close to 170 or 168 or whatever.
Fucking hell.
But then, so that's the next day, right?
Yeah.
That following weekend, I'll get to 86 kilograms. That's 20 kilos. So what's that? That is middleweight.
So you're back up to
185.
185.
185 more, over 185. I'll get there in a week. I used to do that a fair bit.
Is that from drinking beers and
Everything. Just, man, they're drinking beers, like chocolate, and I'd go all out. Like my cheap meals were
Nice.
next level. Like I used to spew from my cheap meals.
Yeah.
I would
you
have
have
so
like
much
a-
I couldn't hold down, I'd spew.
Do you have like a go-to post-fight meal when you don't have to worry about being disciplined or anything?
I love my chocolate, man. I got a sweet tooth.
Chocolate
I
milk?
love chocolate.
Oh, just
Chocolate
straight up
in
chocolate.
general,
Bars
yeah,
of
just
it, mate.
chocolate, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love chocolate. So, but I mean, I got a bit of a sweet tooth. But I mean,
Me too.
I love my chicken wings as well. I love cooking my chicken wings. So
After
now-
my first fight, because I don't have a wrestling background, and I had a wrestling coach and a boxing coach, and they argued about how I was going to get down to 185, and the boxing coach won because he's an Australian. I went with him because he's Australian, so I trusted him more. But so we did the diet. We didn't cut. I didn't do any cutting. I just dieted
yep.
for the whole camp, and got I was eating like one little meal a day at one point at the very end, but I did make it down there.
okay.
I didn't have to cut any weight because they said if you did, the next day you would not have that much energy because your body's not used to sweating a lot of weight. Is that
Man,
a
like
factual
there's
thing?
a lot of science to it. To be honest, man, well, think about it as well. Like you're used to losing weight. Like if you go to in your camp, you would have been probably losing 3 kilograms in sessions.
Yep.
We're used to losing sweat. Like obviously you don't want to be dehydrated long. But I mean, if you were to stay a few kilograms heavier, rather than you eating nothing that week, you said one meal a day, you may as well, even if you were to end up being, you may as well be very healthy all that week. And then lose like a kilo,
Right.
kilo or two in the sauna.
well?
Say you could do that 2 hours before you weigh in. In an hour, you could get rid of that. You're dehydrated for an hour? So I feel like it's pretty. I think you'd be fine.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like especially like we obviously cut a lot more than what you said. We're a lot more dehydrated than
Right.
you would be if you're going to get your body weight so low. Like you're saying, you're pretty much on weight. But I feel like you got a couple of kilos to play with the water there.
Raise your hand if you like high interest debt, high interest credit card debt, loans, owing people money that you are having a hard time paying and having unreasonable interest rates on top of that. Nobody wants that. It's the most horrible feeling. It's the kind of thing that wakes you up at 3 o'clock in the morning with a pit in your stomach. You can continue living that way, wondering how you're going to pay off your high interest debts, or you can look into UpStart. They have helped over 1.8 million customers on their path to financial freedom, whether it's paying off credit cards, consolidating high interest debt, or funding your personal expenses. Are you worried about your credit score? That's
I
perfectly-
am.
Yeah.
Chicks dig good credit scores.
Do you know what your credit score is?
Not, but I'm married, so I don't care.
Right.
I'm joking. No, it's good, right, Katie?
It's good.
That's why she married me. It's solid.
A lot of people are worried about their credit score. UpStart knows that you're more than just your credit score. That's why they look at other factors like your income, your employment, and other information provided in your loan application. You can check your rate in minutes for loans between $1,000 and $50,000 smackaroos,
Boom.
all without impacting your credit score.
That's big money, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't wait. Check your rate today at upstart.com/Ellis. That's upstart.com/Ellis to check your rate today. Don't forget to use our URL to let them know we sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Go to upstart.com/Ellis.
Oh, mate. Hey, Michael.
Yes, Jason.
I got grass in my backyard. I love grass. I like to hang out in the grass.
You've always said that.
But I want my grass to flourish and be extra green. But I don't like to use chemicals.
Right. Well, that's why maybe you shouldn't be thinking about feeding living things chemicals
Oh,
that you're going
yeah.
to hang out on top of. You should be thinking about the nutrients that your lawn, your grass, your garden needs. And that's where our new sponsor, Sunday, comes in. They can help you grow a beautiful lawn without the guesswork or the nasty chemicals. They have custom plans. They'll let you know exactly what your lawn wants. I'll tell you what, it's not chemicals.
No, that's not how the grass is greener.
If you listen to the grass, it'll tell you that.
Yeah.
It wants, like, I don't want to have chemicals. You know what I mean? I want a banana.
Dude, real talk, if you think about it, think about every bag of like lawn fertilizer you've ever seen in your entire life. It always has a bunch of like families with little kids and dogs rolling around on the grass.
Yeah.
And what's in that bag? It's a big fat bag of chemicals.
Yeah, nobody should be rolling in that.
This is the end of that. We don't need that anymore because now we have Sunday.
Yeah. And Sunday is generous enough to offer our listeners 20% off.
20% off?
Yeah.
That's huge, Kevin.
Yup. Full season plans start at just $129, and you can get 20% off at checkout when you visit getsunday.com/Ellis. That's 20% off your custom plan at getsunday.com/Ellis.
Would you say the grass is always greener when you get Sunday?
Absolutely.
Hell no.
I'm going to punch myself in the face. That first fight, I ate so much after the fight that at one point I found a cafe, like a burger and shake place, and I just kept ordering.
Was that after the weigh-in?
No, after the fight.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you waited at least.
No,
So that's good. Good
yeah.
on you.
I ate clean pasta with
Some
no
people
sauce.
don't wait.
Yeah, I didn't do. I
And
did
that
it.
ain't
I did
good.
everything because I
Okay.
knew you. I figured that was the only fight you were ever going to have. So do it the right way. Don't
Yep.
cheat anything. So it was very easy for me. That's the other thing I could tell. Going, get my eyes checked and my brain and all this stuff. Watching real fighters, I'm like, this is going to happen to them all the time. Like this is, I mean, I've got one shot. It's piss easy
Let's
because
do it.
I
Let's commit to it
know I
properly.
don't, I don't have, this is not my job. I don't have to like, after I eat this burger, then go back into the gym tomorrow and start getting back into shape. I could just let it go.
Yeah.
But the next day I was allowed to, my wife let me go to Supercross by myself. And I went to Supercross and watched races. And then I went to a burger place and just ate a burger and a milkshake. And I was like, can I get an apple pie and a hot dog? And then I got real full and I wanted to eat like this cake that was in the window. So I went into the bathroom and threw up and went back
So you could get that there.
so that I could just keep eating because it felt so good to just chew on shit. But the second fight, I did that Dolce diet
Okay, yeah.
and it was way easier.
Well, which one was it? Did he do a special one for you, or was it just the one
Katie?
that?
I believe he had a special one for you. We had printed out instructions, but it
Oh,
was
okay, yeah.
mostly recipes from his book.
Okay.
I'm very lucky my wife was preparing them because I'm pretty bad at that stuff.
Okay, yeah.
So I was just eating it all day. But I just remember thinking, I mean, yeah, I would like a slice of pizza, but I'm not dying for one. The first fight, I would seriously kill somebody if you gave me a slice. I'd do it. Like,
And I've done plenty of diets like that. I used to do it myself, and you just think the less you eat, the better, right? And I would eat next to nothing, like what you're saying.
Yeah.
And it's not healthy, right? It
No.
isn't. But from what I used to eat, and that's what this episode I was that episode of Cooking with Volk with that nutritionist.
with the fatty
So-
chicken.
Which one was that one?
It
Was that the last one?
I think so, because instead of having lean chicken, you had some fats.
Oh yeah,
in
yeah,
it.
exactly. Yeah, chicken. Yeah. So chicken thigh and that. But I mean, you look at what I was eating there that fight week compared to what I used to eat. Like I used to eat next to nothing and through camp and have nowhere near enough calories, nowhere near enough carbs. But again, I just thought like that's the way you're going to lose weight. Yeah, the less you eat, the better. But I mean, right now, well, it's all about the nutrition and performing while you're training. So we get the weight down. I'm probably eating more in camp than I do out. It's just a lot more cleaner. It's probably cleaner
Right.
and more, structured around the right times and all things like that. But
Right
if you've
times.
seen
So you got a whole team. You got this down to a science.
yeah. So like, because of the sessions we do, you want to have the carbs at the right times, have the energy for different you know what I mean? So a lot of it is carb based. So if we need to cut calories because I need to bring some of the weight down, I'm going to cut some of the fats. We're going to make sure the carbs are always up there, which I love. Everyone loves carbs. Everyone
Yeah,
loves
hell
bread
yeah.
and that shit. So I'm like, I'm fucking all day.
Could you do it by yourself with all the information you have, or do you still think you need?
Oh
the help?
man, like it's good having a nutritionist. Definitely. You learn a lot as you go through. But I mean, even through doing that, I maintain my weight a lot better now because you slowly pick things, up from what he's teaching,
Right.
and what he's doing. So I can the weight management out of camp is a lot better because of it.
Because you don't go crazy and cheat, or
I can't now, man. Like, it's funny. Like we go out places, and I never used to be able to leave food behind.
yeah.
And I would always finish like even when I was bringing the weight down, I was barely ever full, because I was just always hungry because I had that big of a stomach. Where now I sit there, I'm like, man, I can't even finish this. Like that's how a lot of my meals are getting now. So finally, my stomach is starting to shrink.
Oh, okay.
So it's good. So it's works well because I literally, oh yeah, that's enough, and I'm happy with. I'm satisfied. It was very, very hard to be satisfied back in the day.
Injury
my cheat
injury
meals.
wise, have you been to BioAccelerator, or is that you haven't gone? Have you had stem cells? Is the question?
Oh
I'm asking.
no.
Everything's good with you
Yeah, well, now I've heard about it. Is that where they do they spin that
in
the
Colombia, because they do it here too, but because of the
Is that where they
laws,
spin the blood?
yeah.
No, that's PRP.
Oh, is it? But they still spin. Well, they do two different ways.
Mhm.
In America, you get it taken out of your spine, and then they spin it, and they get the stem cells out of that and inject it into your injury.
Oh,
But if
okay.
you're like 35 and over, you've got less stem cells in your bone.
Oh, okay.
But in Colombia, they get it from the umbilical cord.
Oh, okay.
Like they get the family to sign off on it or whatever, make sure that the mum and dad are healthy people, and then you get a healthy umbilical cord.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be, instead of a couple of 100,000, they'll put like 20 million.
Oh, all
in.
right. Is that would we be allowed to do that though? I don't even know if you would be allowed to do any.
Yeah,
of that
no,
stuff.
you got UFC guys
Oh, okay.
that
Really?
have been there.
Well, I'm not. Yeah, I guess I'm not. I'm not too bad at the
You're
moment.
all
Like,
right.
the body's doing
I wouldn't
right.
go. The only reason I went is because I've used to be a pro skateboarder, so I've got
Okay,
like a
yep.
lot of injuries, and then I got into MMA. It's super stupid. So I had things were starting to fall off. Like my arm was just starting to ache, even
Yeah.
without going to the gym. And I'm like, oh shit, we got trouble over here. And then they
It probably won't be
injected
long
it.
before I start needing that. To be honest, some of the training.
I don't want to.
to.
You might be fine.
But I mean, look. Well, that's where nutrition comes in. A lot of the nutrition, and then again the science around everything I'm doing, the physio and the strength and conditioning. Like my body used to in camp. I used to struggle. It used to be a lot harder than it is now. Now because of the nutrition and the team I have around me, I like cruise through it.
So you
know
think
what
the
I mean?
nutrition? That's like one of the bigger differences
Oh yeah, nutrition. Yeah,
in the way you're actually
recovery and the stuff like that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Probably better with recovery. But I mean that it all adds up, and even they're making you feel better and performing better, and which is going to make you perform safer.
Right.
You know what I mean? And not half-assing things and getting injured because of it. So I feel like it all weighs in, and even being hydrated enough, good for your back, all little things like that
Yeah.
you learn. But I used to have a lot of back issues, and we're now like with the right team around me, and that I'm
from
so
your
much different.
diet, your back got
from
better.
everything. I'm saying from everything.
Okay.
From the diet, hydrations, and obviously Baymed has a big thing.
What?
Has a lot to do with Baymed's the strength and conditioning. They do my physio and strength and conditioning.
Okay.
So working with them was a game changer for me. You know what I mean? But I mean, everything comes into play. But yeah, I believe anyway.
So
Mainly recovery, but I mean, even injuries and stuff, I definitely all think it all pays off.
I'm not sure if you answered, or I'm not sure if I heard it, but you want to move up because there's no one left in your division, or you know that this is the game to play. You start talking about what these guys, then people start putting a little more respect on
It's
your name.
definitely not that there's no one in there. Like there's a lot of guys that are so close. As I
Right.
said, they're that close. And just they take that spot.
So why
than me-
now?
Well, why rather than me? I want to be active as well. So I was always the type of wait for the right time to do the double champ status. Fight for it, and I want to leave.
So that's been in your.
Well, I've always wanted to do it, but at
Okay.
the same time, I wanted to be in a position where I've earned it as well. So I'm not going to call for it unless I feel like I earned it, and I don't want to hold up the division. So right now, the division's sorting itself out. If we're going to have contenders fighting each other, and I want to be active rather than wait till the end of the year till we get a number one contender, squeeze on mid-year, then do that anyway. So I'm not holding no one up.
And it won't be hard for you to go up and go back down.
I'd stay at the same weight. I'd just stay the same way. I wouldn't put on too much more.
So you won't
The
be
weight
very,
cut would be different the fight week, but other than that, I'd sit around the same.
So you will be lighter against your opponent.
I'll probably, to be honest, I'm just as heavy as them anyway, probably, because a lot of them probably only get up to, what do you reckon they get up to? I remember Dan Hooker, we were pretty close. Like, so he fought at lightweight, I fought at featherweight.
Yeah.
We fought in the same card. And fight day, we were almost the same. And he went back down to featherweight, but And you'd think he's a big
Yeah.
lightweight, you know what I mean? But I mean, that's how much, I guess I hold a lot of water, so I fluctuate a lot. But that's just what I mean by I'm heavy set.
But it seems to be, you get it off pretty easy.
Yeah, just because most of it's water. So I just fill up easy with the water. And
Does that mean you sweat a lot when you work out?
yeah, I sweat a lot.
I got that. So does that mean that I have a chance of cutting more weight because I'm a
I'd say
fucking...
so. You sweat a bit?
Nobody's beating me.
All right, yeah.
Sometimes when I
it
train
helps.
at my gym, Saxon's Muay Thai, if I stand in the same spot, which shows how tired I am and fat, but sometimes I'll stand in the same spot for too long and my foot will make a puddle because it's just pouring off me and I start slipping over everywhere.
If you look at Jason's Instagram, when he puts videos up of him skating vert, when he falls and hits the ramp, it looks like somebody threw a water balloon at him.
All right,
Just splat.
I help clean the ramp every time I fall off.
That would be a good thing. I think that would help, honestly.
Doctors say that sweating's not a bad thing.
That's a good thing. You know what it does help with?
What?
BO. Not having BO.
I don't stink.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Really?
Yeah.
Ask my wife.
Well, I know you don't stink, but it really does make you smell.
Look,
smell less.
I'm gonna say this is me being a doctor over here or scientist, but I noticed. I say out of camp, like right now, right? If I was to, because I'm I'm not training right now, and it's been a few days since I've been training. I haven't been doing the normal sweat outs that I've been doing.
Yeah.
I'll tend to get more BO now than I would while I'm fight week and that. If I sweat, it doesn't smell.
Huh.
Because it's fresh, right? It's just constantly going in and out. You're not holding this same shit. But then I've noticed that sometimes where I haven't sweat for a while and I start to sweat, I will smell the BO more when I'm not training.
The only time
That's another reason why I like to train, so I don't stink.
The only time I smell is, I hate admitting it, is if I'm going to fight or if I'm going to do stand-up. Not so much now because I'm a little bit more used to stand-up. But when I first started, it made me fucking terrified. And I got it figured out. At one point, I'd be like, that's fear. And people would say, what do you mean? I'm like, I smell like fear. And people are like, how do you understand? I'm like, because I actually get BO when I'm nervous.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like I can tell if I have a fight coming up, I got to use deodorant.
Oh, okay.
I get stinky. I'm the opposite of you. You sound like you don't get nervous and you're calm before the fight. Fucking terrified.
All right, yeah.
I'm the guy that goes, why did I agree to do this?
Why the fuck am I doing
Touching
this?
gloves, like this guy's gonna kill me. And I'm like, you can't say that. That's not how it's gonna work. But
it's
wasn't cut for it, I don't think.
Man, look, maybe it works for you too, right? Keeps you alert.
It does make me very alert.
I mean?
Yeah, I find that I react good because of that. Because if I'm very nervous, very scared, I still from skateboarding are committed to doing exactly what I came to do.
Okay, yeah.
So like I can.
So you still compose while you feel
yeah,
that. Oh,
yeah.
that's all right. So that's gonna keep you on edge, yeah.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, keep you sharp.
But I'd way rather
if you
walk in and be like, "You guys having fun? You good day? It should be good."
But sometimes you go in there like that, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, I better wake up a little bit." I'm like even the last one, like because it was late, and I was so fucking chill. Like I went in there, I was like, "Oh fuck, I better wake myself up here." Like you know what I mean? Like I was backstage watching the co-main, and I remember feeling that, and I'm like, "Oh man, I'm like way too casual right now." So I end up trying to slap myself in the face and do that, and as I was walking out, I talked about this. As I was walking out, trying to get as much energy from the crowd I can, shaking everyone's hand and doing these ones, I'm like, fucking wake up. You know what I mean? Like that's why a lot of people go, you look a lot more intense this time walking out. I go, and I was trying to make myself more intense because I was fucking way too chill. You know what I mean? That was me trying to get myself going. But I mean, what I loved about it was I was still on. I was still sharp. Yeah. So even though I was very composed, it made me feel like, well, what if I'm not on? What if my reaction times aren't on? Yeah. But that wasn't the case because I was on. Yeah. You know what I mean? So obviously, I was seeing everything. I was sharp. I was fast. Where I felt like that before, like on Fight Island, I felt like that before and I was way too chill. And my reactions was off. I felt slow. I was obviously very heavy as well. That was when I was 170. Okay. But I mean, I just remember it was the shittest feeling. So I remember that's what was getting me not nervous, but I was like, a little worried, like feeling that way, and I was like, I better try and hype myself up because I don't want that shit happening again. Okay, you know what I mean. So it was a weird one for me, but I mean, started popping the jab, and even when he threw the first jab, I was like, all right,
it's got to be cool. Every time someone throws a jab at me, I go, wow, that was cool. I never had people, unless it's you. If you throw a jab at me, I'm like, man, what the fuck was that?
That guy doesn't even know what a jab is.
Yeah, but everybody else, I got to get the fuck out of the way. But I think for how old I am, I can move my head pretty good. That's why I think
We can do these.
I think I could slip one of your jabs. That's what I think.
Well, I think you could. Well, that's what I mean.
Oh,
like,
he's
I
got my
believe
back.
it.
He believes.
yeah, that's it.
That's sarcasm, though. You know
But-
you're going to smack him. I don't know, man.
Am I allowed to throw fakes and mix it up? Or
Yeah,
I
fuck
just-
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck, I don't know now. Like,
Oh, did that sound like I was confident?
no.
that
That
was
was like,
absolute bullshit.
no, I mean like, yeah. Like how
I made a-
hard do I really want to like try?
You're all right. I can take it.
Okay, we could do that. Be
Yeah.
a bit of fun.
I don't want to do, like 20
So I've got to at least
minutes
try and
with
get
you.
it.
Yes.
So I'm allowed to set you up and everything.
If you hit me and I got a video, fuck yeah. If you miss, I'm showing everyone. I'm the next fucker. I'm the fucking pound for pound champion.
Fuck, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, I made
So
Dominic.
I'm allowed to pop. I'm allowed to pop it.
Yeah,
Fuck,
that's what I want. I want the champs. I want to feel the speed.
Dan, all right? You all right with this?
No,
You're good?
don't do that.
That's all right. That's all right as long as I'm doing the punching. You'll be all right with
I
it.
changed my name to Steve-O right now. He would let it happen.
Yeah, we could do that. That'd be a bit of fun.
Yeah, I'd be into that. I one time I had Dominic Cruz,
I'll
a
be
friend
honest,
of
I'm
gonna
gonna be pretty competitive with this now. Like, I'm gonna have to try and get you right. Like,
Yeah, the air in here just changed a little bit.
I
right?
know, I was like,
Yeah. So I'm gonna regret it. Real
alpha
quick.
shit. You know what I mean? Like, you see, like,
I made Dominic Cruz miss.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's good.
one time.
So, so how?
All
all
the
right.
others landed, but
So-
one time I got it on video.
So how are we gonna do this? I just got to throw one jab, but I'm allowed to.
No,
set
you're
up
allowed
now.
to. Nah, I'll give you. Like 20 seconds to enjoy yourself.
Really?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Okay, that'd be a bit of fun.
It's going to be a long 20 seconds.
What?
That's going to be a long 20
let's say,
seconds.
well, if he lands like 2 or 3, let's just call it a fucking day. We don't
That's
need
what
to.
we just be like, hit me. What about your guts? Pow.
Yeah,
No,
I
that's
won't
not
see that coming. Not very good at getting that out of the way. Yeah, but what was it? Dominic helped me for my last fight.
Okay, oh,
Went
nice.
to what's his gym called? Fucking idiot. Alliance. Thank you. That was awesome. Yeah, Alliance and sparred with him and got really beat up.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
and he was like, I did that to see how you would react because he beat the shit out of me, and I wanted to see if you would keep going. I was like, I did. And he's like, you're gonna be fine. I was like, thanks, Dominic Cruz.
Well,
Kind
that
of.
it goes a long way. It definitely does.
It
Some
did.
people
That fight,
crumble easy.
it went terrible for me. I
But
got
you kept
caught.
going. That's the main thing.
I got caught at the start, and it was a bit, the woo woo woo, and I couldn't see or anything. And then all of a sudden, I came to, and I was like, "Oh, he's mounting me," and that's when I started. I got out of
Also,
there.
he was landing big ones where you're rocked
Yeah,
and everything.
yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was like really.
He went all out.
It was enough for me. Like I was like, I'm gonna keep fighting. And I was like, why?
Okay, I
Like
have
that
been
was. I
told-
wanted to see how tough. I mean, how much can I take? And I reckon that was about as much as I could
I have
take.
heard he doesn't hold back with the sparring and that.
Okay,
I think I might have heard that. But I mean, like, yeah, I don't know.
I could tell as little guys, and they were like, "You're a big guy, so we can. You can
You should
take it."
handle
Yeah, I remember thinking, "Yeah, you guys are smaller, but you're also way faster, and those are a lot of punches."
Yeah,
But
sure.
it was legendary. That's what I'm saying.
Picturing us doing our thing now. I was like thinking, I just pictured a couple of.
There's-
So I'm quietly confident right now.
Yeah. What did
I'm not
I
having
say?
a go at you.
I seem like you kind of. What did I say that made you trigger that you got a chance? What am I
Don't-
talking about? This is insane. I'm gonna. Yeah,
Nah,
you
nah,
probably
I'm
will.
just thinking. I'm just thinking about little setups I can do. Right. I reckon real basic jabs. You're slipping them,
Yeah.
no matter how fast they are. But that's the difference.
See, I want to know. I want to
When,
know.
when am I throwing the jab?
Right, because there's going to be all these weird fakes and stuff that you
could
do,
be.
and I'll be like, and then wham.
Oh, he's going. No, he's not. Boom. Oh shit.
Yeah.
When is he going? What? Nah. Oh, he's just gonna fake. Oh shit. We can mix it up.
That sounds
Oh, it's a
awesome.
jab. Now it's a hook. Well, what the fuck?
Are you excited, Kevin?
I don't know what I am. I think I might be fearful for you. But I'm excited that your reel is growing.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got footage somewhere of you getting like knocked out by Chuck Liddell.
Oh, really?
think-
Yeah.
Oh, close to
He's
it.
winning
Close
with
to it.
everybody, hasn't he?
I probably fought more UFC fighters than you. No, that's not true. Where I fought, I didn't fight Chuck Liddell. Chuck Liddell punched me in the arm.
No, he got you in the face.
No.
We made a promo out of it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he did. That was another time. Yeah, I let him punch me from behind, and I did the lazy face for the slow mo, so my face would do
Oh.
a big wiggle, and he the second one, he hit me like a little
He's like,
harder.
I'll make it look good. We'll
Yeah.
make this look good.
I took a knee.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And then he's like, get up, you're all right. Like, and I was like, I guess I am Chuck Liddell, but
Yeah,
you
rub
say
some dirt in
so?
it.
yeah.
I won't argue.
I just agreed with him on that one. As much as I kind of disagreed. Felt like that was a good shot. Yeah, but those are because you guys are the best of the best, and you're the best of the best.
Well, yeah, it's going all right. It's going all right.
It's going to that was, I mean, I've always been impressed, obviously, but that was, I could tell immediately. I'm like, wait a minute, that's to the point where today I watched your second last fight to this fight, and I'm like, yeah, like you're fucking faster. How did you do that?
I don't know, man. Like I know what you're saying. Like, cause I guess it looked like that too. But whether because I was making Zombie miss so much as well, and my timing and just things like that. You know what I mean? I think it could be me capitalizing on the openings a bit more now. And I said I was going to do that this fight.
Okay.
Because my confidence and where I'm at right now, and not second guessing. There was a lot of things that I talked about, and I was going to capitalize on openings. If I see an open, I'm taking it, and I'm taking it quick, and I'm committing. So that could be what it is too. Just the commitment to the openings that I've seen, and just looked a lot faster purely because of the timing and just my reactions. Little things like that could have come into play.
I saw that you were a gold medalist wrestler in Australia.
Australia, yep.
There's wrestling in Australia?
Yeah. Look, it's not massive. Obviously, it's not massive. It's
in school or no? Not in school.
No, it wasn't in school. Like we had the local PCYCs, police boys clubs. They used to call them. And
Okay.
They always use. Most of them had like wrestling schools and things like that. Obviously, there's wrestling there. It's not like it is here in America. But I mean, yeah, there was.
How long? What age did you start?
I only
wrestling?
did it for a year or two. Like literally not that long. Because
as an adult or a kid?
As a kid, I would have been like 12 years old. I was pretty good at it. Like I mean, like I have I think I only lost out of all the times I went. Oh, because I was always heavy set, and I stopped growing when I was like 12. So I was like what I am now when I was 12. So I was always competing with older kids.
Yeah.
So it'd go by weight and age, but the age brackets would be like 12 to 16 and stuff like that, or 12 to 14 or whatever.
Did you cut weight?
Nah, I didn't do any of that.
Okay.
So I would always wrestle guys that were twice the size of me, like I do now. They all look taller than me, even though the weight was the same, but a lot older as well.
Yeah.
So I have 2 losses. One was to my older brother.
No
so,
way.
Yeah, so like you're never going to be your older brother, when you're 12 years
You
old.
probably can now though, right?
Yeah. Okay. But and another guy, I beat him once, he beat me once. So when he was but again he was older and in a heavier, so it's just.
Do you think that wrestling was something that you used instantly when you got into MMA?
That would help with my rugby league, because I did that before rugby league, and then I did rugby league because I got over wearing the tights. You know what I mean? I was like them little tighty whities and all that. I was like, even though I wear them now.
You couldn't get over it at one
point. I love
point?
the tidy whities in the octagon now, but I mean, just them outfits. I was just like, I don't know what
Yeah,
I'll play footy with the mates. You know what I mean? So I played rugby league, and that helped definitely a lot. Like I always had a good base, even for wrestling. I've probably just always been physically, well balanced and all that anyway. But I reckon wrestling might have played a factor, because even when I first started wrestling, the reason why I started is because I went to this police boys club, and they always did wrestling at the end of the night, and I was going there and I was just fucking everybody up. So he's like, you need to come and do it. And then I picked it up straight away. So I've always had something.
How did you get into MMA? Did someone take you to a gym, and did you not get involved in sparring really early? Is that true?
Pre-season for rugby league, I decided to keep fit, because I used to be heavy. I wanted to keep a bit of the weight down in between, seasons. So I was like, I'll go do some training, keep fit. And I just loved it. I've always wanted to do it. Always loved it.
Yeah.
And then I just did that.
Watching
a few
it and
times
stuff, you mean?
Hey? Watching it, loved it. My dad and uncles, and they always talked about it. So it's always been a big part of our culture, that Macedonian and Greek, background, and that's all they ever talked about. So it was something that it was always.
They talked about MMA.
Well, they talked about fighting.
Oh,
mainly.
okay. Right. Gotcha.
Fighting. And.
So what was the first MMA organization you witnessed?
UFC. Would have been Ken Shamrock and Tito.
Yeah.
The first one.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. So that was a long time ago. I remember we had the can't get in trouble for it. You know, the chips that you used to have for like Foxtel and all that.
Yeah.
Like the ones that are legal. And we
You
just
wouldn't
went
know-
there.
We don't have in Australia. I haven't been there for a long
Oh.
time.
So it's a little chip again
But
to
I
get all
told
the
you, we don't-
channels.
Yeah, he's a rich guy for having that chip, or he knows somebody. I didn't know it. I didn't know about.
There's some dodgy people around, I think, back then,
That's
But
what it
anyway,
was.
So we went there and then they always had them. And I remember we like scrolled past and then I knew Ken Shamrock from WWE and from,
Yeah.
and WWF and that. And I'm like, oh, what? He's fighting, doing this thing. What's this? And then I end up watching it. I was like hooked ever since then. And it wasn't big in Australia.
There wouldn't have been no gym or anything.
Oh,
like that.
like it probably was, but I mean, like very, very few.
Right.
And it wasn't big at all. But I used to go to Blockbuster and get the DVDs all the time.
Yeah.
Always, So I've always loved it and always wanted to do it.
Yeah.
But it just took me a few years till I did it.
Yeah.
And then once I started, I was good at it and I was hooked.
Did somebody make you? Is this a story that's not true?
Spar. Oh yeah, my coach would have talked about this.
Yeah, that's
So-
what I heard. You sparred somebody. Your friend brought you in there, and then next thing you know, you're sparring on your first day.
It
Is that
wasn't my
true?
first day. It was would have been my first spar probably.
Okay.
So I went. I was still again. I did some sessions pre-season just for training, and I wanted to take it serious. So I went to one of these. It was like a demo day that we had these other guys in. I don't know what it was for, but we ended up doing some grappling and sparring. And this was when I was heavy as well. And then there was this light heavyweight fighter or middleweight fighter, and
A seasoned
he's already
fighter.
had 6 professional fights or whatever.
Jeez.
6 fights, and I was there and I was going to go in, and then my coach wasn't really going to let me go in with him. So while he was getting his actual fighter ready, the guy goes, "Oh yeah, go in," and I'm like, "Oh okay." So I just went in, and then Joe's like about to run and go, like, "What the fuck he's doing?" And he's just seeing me like bashing this bloke,
Who's
and, like,
had 6?
tapping this guy out, taking him down, having my way with him. He's going, "Shit!" And then straight after he goes, "Thinking of having a fight or what? You want to do this?" I'm like, "Let's do it."
Yeah, having that kind of natural ability it's got to feel so cool, man. Just to
Well, yeah, like, I've always
right when
been
you
known to
get there,
blue
you
as
kind of
well,
know it.
Again, nothing you're proud of, but I mean, I'm sure you've had plenty of blues, like outside the octagon and in the ring. So I used to be known to be able to blue, and I've always had that wrestling background and that as well. So I could hold my own. And I've always looked this old, right? So I always had older kids try and put it over me, and I'd be fighting a lot of older kids and still hold my
I've
own.
always looked this old. I love how he's like, I've always been this short and this old.
Yes.
I don't know.
I
About
literally stopped growing when I was like 12 years old. I like come out the womb like this.
that. Just a nugget ready to
With
destroy.
a beard and everything.
To have that natural talent, though, it's gotta just.
Well, that's what I mean. Like you sit there and be like, man, it's like meant to be as well. Like, what made me like that? Even growing up, and a lot of life experiences get you there too, right? Like being me and my brother fighting and wrestling our whole life growing up. And I don't know, then just the way my dad brought us up, and they're hardworking, and the man, they all played a big part to my mentality and probably genetics. If there's something that I took off that athletically gifted, you could say, would be my strength probably.
Okay.
And a good overhand right. I always had a good overhand right. That helped me a lot in the
Even
streets as
before
well.
training.
Even before training.
So
yeah.
does that? I've always
Help with a bigger kids.
Did your
Overhand right always
success
lands.
ever make your older brother think like, wait a second, I used to whip this guy's ass all the time. Maybe I can do
Bellator or
this.
something?
Well, he's always been known to be able to blue as well. So like we're both pretty known for handling ourselves pretty well.
That's why you're calm before fights.
Yeah, maybe.
I know I'm the nervous athlete, and I've met people in MMA where I'm like, you're a fighter.
Well, I think I was, because I would be more like I don't like confrontation. I'm probably getting
Okay,
better
now I'm confused as fuck.
So,
'cause
okay,
I
so
hate
let me-
confrontation, but I'm scared to fight street fights. I really don't like
You love
doing it.
confrontation, you're saying?
No, I hate it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because
So
I know that I don't want it to get into a street fight. I really, I like,
I'd rather just fight.
yeah.
So
I like
I-
sparring people, go as hard as you like. But if you're angry at me and we're sparring, I don't like that.
Yeah, like if I was going to sit there and had to, this argument's going to happen, I would feel awkward about that.
Yeah, me too.
But I mean, if someone was trying to put it over me and I had that sense of this guy's trying to put it over me, straight away I'd be like going, what? Like, it was different.
Yeah.
That's how I was. I was pretty composed in a sense. And even though maybe there was a fear of confrontation, but not fear of fighting
yeah.
somebody. So this guy, like they'll try and do it. And then there's been stories like where Like, I guess I was trying to be the man. Like, these guys were trying to put it over me. I was like, that's it. I ain't having it. So, like, we'll go up to them all by myself and, like, be in their face and, like, who fucking wants it? Which I don't usually do, but I thought it was going to be on, right?
He's like my biggest nightmare when I was growing up.
So, like, I wouldn't
These
usually
guys
do that.
I'm like, oh, God, I'm terrified. I don't want to do it.
So it's weird. So it's hard to explain, like, because I feel like if I feel like it's already on, but if my mates and that were starting to cause trouble and I felt like something was about to maybe brew because my mates are being there, I'll be like, stop it, man. I'm getting real uncomfortable because we're about to start a confrontation or something like don't. But if it's already on and something's already up, there's already a bit of beef or something like that, and it's going to go down, that's it. I'm on. I'm zoned in. I was like,
okay,
you
I
ain't
can agree
fucking
with
having
that.
it over me.
That's different. Because if
You
I
get
can
what I mean?
stop
There's
it,
a
I
little-
really want it to stop.
Yeah.
But if it's going down, I'm only thinking about winning.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I can't lose. I see it as if I'm not ready, you might stomp my face out. Like I've seen people get fucking
Exactly
dusted on the
right.
streets,
Well,
man,
you
and
know
you're not
what-
going to do that to me.
Well, you would agree with this as well. My dad always said to me. So again, you don't want us to fight. We don't ever want to fight, and I don't want people to take this in and be like, oh, that's what I'm going to do. But my dad ever said, if you feel like something's going to happen, you throw the first punch.
That's the only way you win a street fight.
Yeah. Like as in, don't go around just hitting everyone. It's like, oh, someone called you an idiot and you punch him in the face.
Right.
But I mean, it's just, if this guy is going to harm you and you know he's about to hit you, just don't let him do that first type thing.
Yeah.
And that obviously helped a lot. And again, like rather than someone just, hit me first, is like you can usually end it before.
One time when I was a kid in Australia,
but don't take that.
I got
literal.
into it. Yeah, don't do what he does, everybody.
I don't do that.
No, we know. One time I got into an argument on a road rage thing, and the guy got out of the car and punched me in the face while I was sitting in the car when I was like 17, and I never forgot it. And anytime anybody opens their door now in road rage incidents,
You're out.
I'm
ready to
fucking
go.
out in a fight stance, ready to go. Because you're not going to do that to me again. Because I remember thinking, I can't do shit. He could hit me again right now if he wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
So that was,
Did he just throw the one punch, then got back in his car and drove off?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, he was like an old guy, and I was a kid, and his father
Is
face.
that something you think about here and then? You're like, oh man, I'd love to see that guy again.
Nah, I'm not that guy.
Oh yeah, I remember
I reckon I had it coming.
One time
I was a shithead. I probably cut him off and told him to go fuck himself.
I had this one time we were at a bar, and these guys, because we were in their town and they just wanted to start, and you could tell like already like they were already trying to barge into us and start something. I'm like trying to avoid it and leave it. I knew it was going to happen. They were just trying to start shit. But anyway, I end up flogging a bloke, and then these other guys come in.
What's that mean, Jason?
We'll talk about
You know what it means.
And then again, these aren't things I'm proud of, but it happened, right? It happens. So this other guy like go in and like again, I didn't want it to happen because I didn't like. I'm like, man, like I knew he wanted to do it, and I was trying to avoid it. And then it just got to a point where like he turned around and again he was ready to do it. And then again I just sorted him out. But then his mate come in. He's like mates and that come down. I'm like trying to explain to him like, man, like he was just coming. He's like, oh yeah, and he's like trying to play it. He's like, oh yeah, no. So what happened? He goes and just does this biggest dog shot headbutt to me, and I remember it got me. And then like I've like went, you like blood went everywhere, and I went to get him, and then everyone stopped me, right? So the security guards come in and stop me, and I didn't get to hit him or nothing. So I ended up throwing a card. I didn't land good enough anyway because everyone stopped it before I could.
Yeah.
And then I remember being so dirty on that, and I'm thinking if I ever seen that bloke again, I would absolutely smash him because again I was like, you could see I didn't want to do it the whole time.
Yeah.
And then even then, the way he was going, well, I thought we were like being cool about it.
Yeah.
So he's like, dog, like
Yeah. He cheap
When I went, yeah, exactly. So if I'm gonna do that, as I said, be first, that's because it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh yeah, no. Yeah, that's just I think that's not me. But I mean, if it's gonna be on and you want to hit me, I was like, all right, fine, let's do it.
Yeah, if you have time to get it out, it's pretty hard. But if I have time to get it out, like don't. If it's in my area, it's on. Just know that. I see you walking.
Yeah, that's something that you said.
Just
like,
know that.
You coming in closer,
Yeah.
I'm doing something about it. If they had some moments
It's
there
the
too.
least I can do for you.
Yeah. But not lately anyway. This is when I was
that's
younger, you know
good.
what I mean? Not lately.
It's good to know that they're
But he's
leaving
saying
you
that if
alone.
anyone gets in my punching range in the octagon, obviously I'm swinging. So, but that's in the cage, so it's all right.
That's a good idea in the cage.
Yeah, exactly. You come in this range, all right, we'll swing.
So has Dana or anybody talked to you about your next opponent yet, or have they shown interest in you moving up? Not allowed to talk about it yet.
Yeah, not allowed to talk about, but I mean, like, we're in a good position. Anyway,
Cool.
we'll see what we want. You know what I mean?
I'll leave that alone then.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it's good. We've got options. But
Awesome.
I mean, yeah, we'll see what happens.
I'll be excited to watch, mate. Very
Thank you.
excited. I don't care who it is. I'll be excited to watch.
Cheers.
All right. So do you want to miss my face because I'm so
I
fucking
really feel like
great?
I'm missing. I reckon you're going to be on.
Yeah,
You're going to make me miss.
I think so too, you guys. I feel pretty good about it. You got to talk shit before it happens. What do you think, Kevin? What do you think the odds are?
I don't know. I've seen you do so much crazy shit, and it always like makes my heart beat a little fast leading up to these things.
Oh,
And then
Yeah,
you
used
always
to
and then
this.
you always
He's a nice
surprise me.
guy.
Yeah. I don't even know if like you're saying like, yeah, try and get me. I was like, oh, really? Am I going to try and do that? What do you do? Do I try and do that? Does he actually let people try and do that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. A lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he
She's
does it
vouching
right.
for me. You know you're good.
Punch this man.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, Punch This Man is one of like the oldest Jason Ellis show bits, I think.
Oh, I should get a T-shirt with that on there, right? Actually, that'd be a bad idea. Someone's just going to punch me in the head. But I'm into it. All right.
Oh, cool.
Thanks for being on the show, dude.
No worries,
Really
man.
stoked
Thank
to
you.
talk to you. Thanks for driving all the way down to Hermosa Beach. We got the fucking pound for pound UFC. Come on, everybody. He's in the fucking studio.
That's it.
Stoked that you came, mate.
I appreciate it.
All right, let's I'll go get a mouth guard. Wow, adding a little extra bonus. Hey everybody, hope you really enjoyed that interview. I really did. I also got punched in the face and made him miss. The number 2 pound for pound fighter in the universe made you miss.
He got you a couple times though. How does your face feel?
It feels great. He's so good that when he was landing on my face, he was taking the punch off. He
Do you
didn't hit me
think-
hard at all. One time it was a little because I really missed, and he got me in the teeth, and he said sorry. But it wasn't hard. I could tell he could have been 1,000 times better. I think.
I don't know anything about any of this shit, and this idea just popped into my head now. But is he good enough to where he could throw a punch, like full steam punch, and then stop like a millimeter before my nose?
No. Nobody can do that.
It's probably a good thing I didn't suggest that.
I know
Think
he's
of it earlier.
number 2 pound for pound fighter in the world, but he's not in the Matrix, dude.
Someone's got to be.
Bruce Lee could do a 1-inch punch, but he died.
Uh,
Or did he? I think he lives in
Jamaica with Tupac.
and Hitler.
Yeah.
'Cause Tim Kennedy fucking missed him. He made it. Yeah. All right. Like and subscribe and tell your friends and make sure you check out our Patreon shows, patreon.com/Ellis, mate.
And watch this on YouTube too, so you can see the footage of Jason slipping those punches.
Yeah. If you don't, you suck. Watch me. Come on. Watch me slip the number 2 pound for pound in the world's punch. Can you do that for me? Maybe type a thing under there like, nice one, dickhead, or something, you know? Why are you so gay? That'll do. No, don't do that. That one hurts me. All right. Have a good one. See you next week, everybody. Don't die.
If you want more Jason Ellis show, sign up for their Patreon at patreon.com/EllisMate for a 2-hour show every Tuesday and Wednesday. To watch full episodes of The Jason Ellis Show, subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/The Jason Ellis Show. And don't forget to follow the crew on Instagram at Wolfmate, at Tullywood, at Kevin Kraft, at Underwearwolf, and at The Jason Ellis Show.
That's one of my life highlights right there, baby.
Awesome.
What's up, Dana? Sign me up. We're not using that.
That was great. Well done.
Hey,
It's good movement.
fucking awesome. Thanks, man.
I like a lot of people usually are just one way or the other. You were here, you're happy to go again. It's good.
Hey, you've got that sweat. Sweat's coming in too.
Yeah, it doesn't take long, I told you.
Well, we going more?
If you want. I love how happy he is.
Just try and be quick with him, but I'm not going to turn him.
No, don't turn
I'll
me.
just slap him. Something. We're good?
We're good.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Always looking at it. Oh, fuck.
More?
Oh, one more.
He's getting raged. He's getting raged. He's getting more comfortable. He wants
He is,
more.
that's
Eh?
good.
That's what he.
But I was changing it because it was only. You can do it.
Just don't do it then.
It's just sparring. Spars. Obviously, it'll be
Yeah.
alright. This is the theatre.
You got slow mo?
Yep.
If he misses, that shit is. I'm posting that everywhere.
Hey,
really?
Trash talk. I don't know. I think that makes it worse.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Dana,
try and-
Jason Ellis, you might want to check this video out, mate, and sign me up.
That's what I go study. Fight studies. People just fight studies. I'm gonna feel I'm missing. Nah, I'm gonna.
So what's it like? Just
What
you got
if-
20 seconds to land one? Is that what the?
Whenever, yeah, whenever.
So how are
you're good.
you're gonna parry? You can parry and everything.
Oh,
yeah?
again?
Yeah. Well,
I was just gonna keep my hands
hands down.
Yeah.
Really?
Don't want to slip one.
Why don't?
Do you want me to parry as well?
Huh? I don't know. I don't know. I feel.
I don't think it's gonna help. It's gonna miss as well. I'll go whoop bonk.
Oh, this is awkward.
Just
So we're
take
definitely
it easy
doing this.
first or something.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. What's the time limit?
Look,
What? Bare knuckle time limit? What is your deal? He wants me to die.
Well, how long is it?
You ain't got much room to move, brother.
20
That's all I'm
seconds,
saying.
right?
I'm not moving.
20 seconds.
Nah.
Nah, I'm moving. I'm
You're
in
not
my
even
head.
gonna bite. You're not gonna bite the feints.
What?
You're gonna bite with the feints.
You may not.
Nah.
No, you're not gonna bite.
You may not faint. You don't know.
Yeah. That's it. He thinks the feint's coming. I just go pop straight away. Are we doing this?
We're doing it.
and stuff at home.
Oh
with
yeah, they.
some media in Australia, and Golf just put him in the chokehold like he had like Mortal Tank when he was with Ortega, and just did like a really light one, and then they were like, after a second, when you were like choking those guys out, just immediately like tapping. Yeah.
Jason, how you like your shots?
I don't like him at all.
So we're definitely doing this.
It's awkward if you miss.
Huh?
It's awkward if you miss.
Yeah. What's the time limit?
Look,
What? Bare knuckle time limit? What is your deal? He wants me to die.
Well, how long is it?
You ain't got much room to move, brother. That's all I'm
I'm
saying.
not moving.
20 seconds.
Nah.
Nah, I'm moving. I'm
You're
in
not
my
even
head.
gonna bite. You're gonna bite the feints.
What?
You're gonna bite with the feints.
You may not.
Nah.
No, you're not gonna bite.
You may not faint. You don't know.
Yeah. That's it. He thinks the feint's coming. I just go pop straight away. Are we doing this?
We're doing it.
Alright, so you're just slipping.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
You going?
is that one recording?
I'll be quick, but I'll just try and be quick with it, but I'm not going to do it.
No, that's it.
I'll just slap it. We're good?
We're good.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Always looking at it.
Oh, fuck. Hey!
Very nice. Oh, sorry.
Good. I watched that one come all the way.
I feel bad. Look at him. He's not like parry.
Alright, I'll parry.
You parry. Oh, nice. Still good though. Because he can't throw back, right? So I'm allowed to stand here.
That was bullshit. That was real one.
I'll try and do it from a longer range and be a bit more realistic with it.
Appreciate that.
Ah! So we'll leave it at that. That was good. That was good.
You want to land one more?
Alright, well.
He's getting reads. He's getting more comfortable. He wants
He is,
more.
he is.
That's what he.
Well, I was changing it because I was only allowed to throw jabs. Because I rounded them and that changed the lead in on it.
You can do it. I don't care.
Well, we going more?
If you want. No, we'll probably push it. One
Yeah. One more? He loves it. Oh, nice.
I love how happy he is when it hits me. Ah, I got you back.
It's good though. He made me miss a lot
Yeah, you
still.
are good.
That was real good.
He's getting a read. You're getting a read.
He wants to train.
That's one of my life highlights right there, baby.
Awesome.
What's up, Dana? Sign me up. We're not using that.
That was great. Well done.
Hey,
Good movement.
that's fucking awesome. Thanks,
I
man.
love it. A lot of people usually just one way or the other. You were here, you were happy to go again. It's good.
Hey, got that sweat. Sweat's coming in too.
Yeah, it doesn't take long. I told you. 5 more minutes and I make a
I
call.
fucking felt so bad, Stone. I was like, at least parry or something.
What about you?
From like Central Coast.